I tell you, John, I love seeing that every time it comes on, man. It just flashes back memories of a good trip, meeting new friends, man. I love that every time it comes on, man. Everybody,
Yeah.
thanks for joining us tonight. Earl ain't popped in yet, but we expect him to be here. We ain't got any notices saying he's not going to be here tonight, so we fully expect Earl to be in here. And
Yeah,
Earl just kind of shouts out a few people. What's that, John?
Yeah, I had a feedback loop in my ear there for a second. Houston didn't mean
of my end.
Yeah, no, it was on my end. I had another YouTube screen open unknowingly there.
Okay.
But hey, that trip was awesome, man. That was a good day, wasn't it?
Oh man, I had a blast. I just hate it was so short. We didn't have enough time really.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun. I know I started way before daylight and didn't get home till way after dark.
I know. I was worried about him on his return journey. I was calling him every little bit. Hey, you make it home yet? You see the barn yet?
Yeah, I think you were afraid I was. I think he was afraid I was going to go to sleep.
I was, John. I really was.
Yeah. That sun drop got me on home, brother.
There you go. Yeah. Thanks everybody that's in the chat. I didn't scan them, but see Roy, Graham, Sarah, DC, Beehive Homestead. There's our brother now. Lee Kodiak. So Keith Faithful. Thanks everybody for tuning in. There he is.
Yeah.
Better late than never, guys.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Not too late, Earl. That's not bad at all. Yeah, we just now getting started, bro.
Yeah, man. How's it going tonight, guys? Everything going all right? Sorry I'm late.
Fast and crazy, dude. Just same as your end.
Yeah. Houston, I slid in here at the last minute. I've been mowing. Had to get out of the shower.
Running to third base.
Yeah, you're trying to steal home now, huh?
No doubt.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, hey, good to see you guys, man.
Good to see y'all.
Been a crazy week, man. We've had so much rain. I finally had to go ahead and mow when it was a little bit wet this season.
Man, I'm telling you, it's been nothing but rain and rain and rain and more rain, ain't it?
Yeah, here too.
Sure has. Yeah, well.
Yep.
Go ahead, Houston.
I'm just going to say I'm excited tonight about GUNLINE coming on. We've had some heavy hitters on here, but GUNLINE's he's kind of a new at it. I mean, he's not brand new, but we kind of look up to our mentors a lot, but kind of forget guys that's just starting out. A couple years into their journey. I think they're just as important as bringing in the big guys. So.
Oh yeah,
I'm excited about it. Yeah, they're a lot bigger than I
am. Hey, we're getting a little feedback loop, guys. Can y'all hear it?
Yeah, I don't know. It may be these new Bluetooth headphones I got, man, because I had been using just a wad of headphones. I'll switch them, see if it helps.
Yeah, with headphones. Hey Earl, I put together a little intro for all that stuff that video you put out with all the stuff blooming.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to, I've got an intro. I'll show you.
Well, sure.
Here when we get a chance.
That better?
Yeah. I'm not getting up. I'm still getting it. Maybe it's just on my end. Can you hear it?
No, not now. Okay. I don't.
Oh, okay, good. Cool. Well,
probably them. And GUNLINE said something. He got a pair of them, so he might be having problems. We didn't have any issues the other night when we done a trial run.
Well, I'm still hearing it. It's probably not that heated. It may just be my headphones, buddy. It's not that bad.
I kind of hear something too. So, Roy, he chimed in, said he can hear it. Thank you, Roy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've only got the one thing opened on my phone. I know Earl, he's the same way.
Yep. That's it, man.
Yeah, we all got headphones on, so.
Yep.
Maybe it's our connection tonight. Maybe it'll clear up, guys. We apologize for
Yeah.
it. Sarah, yeah, my brain does it too.
Okay. All right. How's that? Yeah, I can still hear it. I changed my mic setting, but that didn't make any difference. Hey, Houston, earlier, you want me to start this intro on the dog days video?
Yeah, you can. You sure can.
Here you go.
Roy's saying it's an echo.
I don't hear it.
I don't hear it now. Maybe it's cleared up. No, there it is.
I don't hear it.
Yeah, I've got everything muted.
Man. Yeah, it's the last day of dog days, so we still need to be on the watch out for snakes. I'm kind of glad you put that in there, John, because the baby snakes ain't even. It's just now coming up time for them to be born. All the copperheads and everything, they're born live, so they ain't even happening yet. So it's funny how they run dog days up to today, and then you got all the little live crawlers coming on. They say they're just as dangerous, but I don't know if that's a wives' tale or what. I always hear baby snakes are more powerful.
I think it's true, Houston, because they apparently don't regulate the amount of venom.
Oh, is that it? I always heard that.
But yeah, hey, that was a good video you put together, buddy. I know you got a lot of views on that. If anybody watching hadn't seen Houston's video on with the black rat snake on the fence, go check it out.
Yeah, it must have been an eye catcher. It was only like a couple minutes long or something, but it's the only video I got over 1,000 views. That's crazy.
It's never the one you think.
You'd wish it would be the one where you're trying to put out information to help people save comb or save their bees or something, and it's just there's a rat snake over on the fence. Watch out for him, So I don't know. YouTube does its own thing. I ain't got it figured out. That's for sure. You guys got it? Go ahead, Earl.
Them rat snakes are something else, man. I've seen them crawling across power lines.
Yeah, I've seen them in trees and everything. I like them being around, man, because they out-compete for the poisonous snakes. So they eat up all the feed.
They get big.
And poisonous snakes just move on. I got one about 6 foot or something over there. I can't catch him on camera. He hangs right around chicken coops.
A black rat snake, Houston?
Yeah, he's a big one, man.
Oh, they get big.
Yeah, he's a big one.
I've had them act a little aggressive before.
Kind of standoffish, but not really aggressive. He was wanting my eggs more than I was wanting them one day.
If I try to move one, I tried to move one out of the garage one time, and he wasn't too happy about that.
They can't get upset.
I've seen them mimic that poison snake.
Oh yeah, they'll shake that tail. I've seen that happen many times. Actually, I think it was maybe a rattlesnake because it'd be a leaf right there, that it would be shaking.
Yeah,
they'll hit you too. They'll bite you. They'll leave little teeth in your hands.
And some people report it makes them a little sick.
Thank God I never been stung by them, but man, I'd say they would make you sick.
I caught one is about a
Yeah.
6-footer in the barn one day, and it just as I was going in the crib, it was disappearing down through a crack in the floor, and I grabbed its tail. I couldn't believe how hard that thing was to pull out. And when it finally relented, let me pull it out, man, that thing wrapped around my hand. And of course, I had it around the neck, and I was amazed how strong it was. It would puff up, and then it would shrink real quick, and then it could escape slightly every time, like a jiu-jitsu move. Swell up, shrink, and I thought I was gonna have to choke it to death. And finally, my daughter ran and got a pillowcase, and I put it in it, and I moved it about 10 miles away. And it was and left it by a big old spring. It looked pretty happy as it was heading out. Man, they stink pretty bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got a scent.
Yeah.
Especially when they don't want to be caught. They'll stink you up pretty good.
Yeah, I guess that's what it was, Earl.
Old Dan says he's got a bear problem. Pulled his trail cam and saw a mama bear and 3 cubs.
Oh, has he got wonder if he's got electric fence around.
I don't know, but that'd be rough right there.
We
Hey
got
everybody. Hey Phil. Hey Sarah, DC, Grams, Kodiak, LaGrange. Everybody, howdy. Swamp Hill, Dan.
Thank y'all. So good to see everybody.
Yeah, we got a bunch on here tonight, don't we?
It's like 17 right now.
Yeah, man, Jim Hamby.
Awesome.
Good to have you.
Yeah. Hey Earl, here's something I know you can talk about, buddy. Hang on, what's this?
Let's see. Well, rain's blooming right now. No, everything just seems to be doing pretty good right here where I'm at. We've got all kinds of jewelry. We've got all kinds of goldenrod. We just got a bunch of everything blooming right now, man. Some of the sassafras trees are still blooming. Still got mimosas. Still got black-eyed Susan. Still got chicory. Still got all kinds of honeysuckle. All kinds of well, not all kinds of clover, but there's still clover around of different varieties. Crown vetch on the highways, beside the highways, it's going crazy. Just seems like everything's just coming in right here. The asters are up. Helianthus should be showing its butt here next. We get to see them, the Jerusalem artichoke, and looking forward to that. So yeah, we're just right in the middle of it right here. So up north, I figure they're a week or so behind or something like that or two, and but we're in it right here and right in the beginning of the good stuff, I would say, right now.
Yeah, if you haven't had a chance, everybody, check out Earl's video on everything that was blooming close to his house there the other day. It was fascinating. There were several of those I didn't know. Earl, I really appreciate that video, bud.
My girls
No
act
problem,
like there ain't much going on. Because they're still taking what feed, I'm putting out for them.
Yeah.
Mine won't touch no food. Not right now. I've got some out there, but they're barely, I can't hardly tell they're touching it right now. That's just how much they're working around here. Which like I said, man, it's crazy around here, man. It's just getting it. But it's just so much rain.
That's it, right?
That's you got to keep feed on them.
Yeah.
Rain. And we've had a ton of it here, man. I'm telling you.
I'm noticing a lot of goldenrod blooming here, Earl, just like at your place. And
yeah, man.
And bless my wife's heart, it just seems like about everything she plants, there's some time of year that there's bees on it. Right now, she's got this monkey grass. It's like a border all the way around the house, and the honeybees were just covering it up today.
Yeah, man.
Lavender colored blooms.
This evening, it finally dried up around here for a little while, and they was out working pretty heavy, but it just seemed like as soon as it got a little shady, they was back in.
Yeah, I did my first OA treatment 3 days ago.
How'd that go?
It went good. Went good. I only took one sting. It was my fault because I had gloves on dealing with that hot cut, and one of them she flew down inside the glove and she got trapped, couldn't get out.
Yeah.
Stung me on the hand. That's only. But I did every hive except one that I'm hoping I might still get a little more honey off of.
The only
No
day
doubt.
it ain't rained, I've been on the highway all day. I need to get the acid in there on them, but I didn't get a chance.
Yeah.
I know used to get into mine, but I have checked to see how much they're taking in and taking off. Making sure I keep fresh food on them. And the last time I checked, it didn't seem like they was doing anything hardly with it. Maybe they are when it's raining. I can't, but they definitely, when it's sun shining and I get in the hive, don't seem to be up there working it.
Well, mine look fine. I know they got mites. I mean, if I'd ever be hive around, have mites.
Man, mine, they're packing in so much pollen right now, every different color, reds and yellows. It's crazy.
Really? I'm seeing orange, a lot of orange and dark yellow.
Yep, me too. That's what I'm talking about right there.
I see more yellow than anything.
And I noticed a lot of the bees on the sunflowers had what appeared to be orange pollen.
Really?
Packed on them, yeah.
I didn't put out any feed like pollen, like any sub or anything.
I've got some. I got some poured out, and they're not touching it. Just as a test. I rarely ever see any hit the ultra bee.
Well, I've been seeing it come in.
Much pollen as I'm seeing coming in. I ain't even gave them nothing. Just a little light sugar water for just when it's raining.
Yeah.
Well, if they build you up some extra frames, just stick them in the freezer, man. And save them back for springtime when you're low on olive.
You can definitely get some frames drawn out during the goldenrod, that's for sure. And it's always a light yellow comb versus that white spring comb. You get that dark or that yellow comb. I mean, even as they make it, it looks yellow. It's so much goldenrod pollen it just can't help itself.
I was just talking about pollen. How they'll fill up a frame full of pollen, saving the pollen.
Oh yeah.
Hello, Bob.
Sawmill Charlie talks about keeping pollen and freezing frames.
I need a big freezer. I don't have much of a storage area myself.
I don't either.
Big freezer to use. Just don't have it. I like to get a big one just dedicated for the bees,
It'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But then you got to have somewhere to put beans and taters.
Right.
have them all stacked in there together, I guess.
That's it.
John, what you going to talk to us about a variant tonight?
Yeah. I was. Let me show you something here. Yeah, folks. Y'all may already know about this, but the variant of the deformed wing virus, the B variant, and apparently it's a lot more deadly on the colonies than the A variant. And it looks like people have been studying this for quite a few years, and depending on the research that you look at, 2012, 2015 is maybe when it got here to the U.S. But here's one paper that I pulled up from Science. It was on Science Direct. It was in the International Journal for Parasitology, Parasites and Wildlife in August of 22. and they're talking about the epidemiology of this particular genotype and how it's basically replacing genotype A. Of course, the common denominator they think is the varroa mite, and so as you can see here in this picture, I hope you can see it. That pitiful bee's got deformed wings there, pretty bad, and so this is a study. This is a study that was done back in let's see, it was published in 2017 that shows what most people already knew, that the virus is closely linked to overwinter worker bee loss, and so you can look these up if you want to read them in detail. They're real interesting read. It goes in pretty deep detail about the different virology there.
I thought there was 3 variants on that, John.
Yeah, I think there may be actually more than that. I think I saw maybe even a D when I was looking at some of that stuff. But B seems to be the more common one that's real prevalent now. And here's a picture that shows a queen bee that's got deformed wing virus. And of course there's the culprit that seems to carry these.
What I read, they feed off each other. That virus feeds off the mite, and the mite feeds off the virus some way.
They probably could. Yeah, I'm not either sure about that. I know that they've pretty much tied the varroa to it, because if you get rid of the varroa, the deformed wing virus seems to clear up pretty quick. The bees are strong enough to recover.
Well, I'm not up to date on any of that really, because really this is the first season that I've really applied treatments and done that. Prior to that, I was treatment free.
Me too, Houston. And matter of fact, this is my 4th year beekeeping, but only the first year after I basically quit for a few years, because I tried 3 years treatment free, and I was seeing that deformed wing virus there on the end. And I had a pretty good year the first year. The second year was no good, and then the third year was a disaster. Right. And I was buying bees back every year, and just basically letting them die. And here's what a dead colony looks like that had deformed wing virus. And this brings on a discussion about something we were talking about on the Bob and Lee Bee Show one night on Tuesday Night Live, was community feeding, open feeding. How does that compare to bees just feeding in nature? As you can see in this particular slide here, there's at least 3 different species. We got honeybees, we got the bumblebees, and then some other type of bee here.
Yeah, in that video I done, there was all kinds of species on that yellow rod, burning it up.
Yeah, that's right. And I saw that on the sunflowers too.
I've seen bees get in dumpsters and garbage cans.
Sure.
There's a guy not too far out from our local store here, country store. He keeps some bees, and probably a couple miles from his house, a little further to my house. But so I'd say they're his bees. Man, they're all over that dumpster, the garbage cans. Be the same if somebody had open feed out or whatever. So I don't.
Absolutely.
It wouldn't matter if they had in the hive or out. They would still be going to the nasty stuff out.
They're going to find it.
I don't know. I guess the way they're looking at it is by open feeding, you're adding more to it than than is normal. But if you've got healthy bees, I don't see them getting sick, too easily.
Yeah, it'd be hard. I mean, it's almost like if you're open feeding, it's almost like a large, a gathering in a large stadium compared to just a few people visiting
Well, kind of like you get a flu shot, to help you supposedly not get the flu.
Right.
I guess they're like getting antibodies out there, getting everything that they bring in,
Yeah. Well, what I thought was interesting about this particular research article, it called flowers. It compared them to dirty doorknobs, and it was real interesting. They were able to show where it was Apis mellifera and the Bombus impatiens honeybee and the bumblebee, how the honeybee passed the deformed wing virus on over to the honeybee through the red clover, by them both feeding on the red clover. And so they're assuming that it would work the other way as well. And that would stand to reason. And then they went on.
I've seen yellow jackets with deformed wing virus.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, they're mean. I wouldn't even feel sorry.
Fred Dunn actually has a video. He actually shows the yellow jacket with the deformed wing virus on it.
Probably the same virus, huh?
It called it somehow. I don't. You know, I noticed in open feeding, I've seen yellow jackets and honeybees simultaneously eating and not bothering each other. I've seen them clean each other off, but especially yellow jackets go all over a honeybee.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen that too,
and one other interesting thing in this article or this research paper, it said that dilution was a solution in a sense, and that the more, as long as you had enough variety for the bees to work, it was a lot less likely that they were going to intermingle. So again, you can make an argument that the community feeding would if you're fortunate enough to live in an area where your bees are healthy and there's not a bunch of unhealthy bees close to you, that should be fine.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people open feed very successfully.
Right.
But anyway,
it depends on who you are. Whatever floats your boat, kind of, so to speak, ain't it?
You're right.
And here was one from the Royal Society. A lot of the stuff I found was from the UK, but it's talking about a species called the Shearfid genus. They call it a hoverfly. And I've seen a lot of these. They kind of look like a little wasp or something, and it's just a survival strategy to keep predators away. Most of them can't sting. But here's a slide of several different ones, and apparently they can carry the deformed wing virus as well.
That's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah. And this paper here from the Multidisciplinary Publishers Institute basically went on to say you get rid of the varroa, then the deformed wing virus will, it goes away quickly. And so that's, that seems to be
Humberto. Is it Humberto you guys were talking about a while back? He's got some good videos on that, the deformed wing virus, like a little mini series.
Oh, yeah.
He's got some real good close-up shots of different stuff, and he linked some articles, kind of like what you're doing there, John. And
him and Fred are real good at photography.
Yeah.
And,
I had never really checked out any of his stuff, and it come in my feed today, popped in there. I guess where I was reading all that stuff, and it was worth the watch for sure.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah. But I know you're talking about. But I hadn't seen that series either.
Yeah, it's good. And there's a guy that subscribes to me. He just put out his first video, and I give him a shout out. His name's Bry the Bee Guy. If anybody checked him out, go check him out. I think he's got like 6 subscribers. And he's been in a lot of the chat and stuff before, but just now put out a video. And actually, one of the swarms he caught, he gave it to his local pastor. And him and another guy, they're doing pretty good. So I just wanted to give him a quick shout out there. He seems like he's going to have a real good channel.
Very, very good. We'll definitely check that out, buddy.
And
then we come to if you're gonna try to get rid of varroa, if you got varroa, what are you gonna do? You're gonna try to go natural with VSH genetics, as you can see here in this picture. That anyway, we'll get a little when we get there's another slide that shows this a little bit better. But Formic Pro, Apivar, oxalic acid, sublimation, and maybe even peppermints. We know a lot of us know that that's working well for small hive beetles. We're hoping
if you remember to put them in.
We're hoping maybe it'll help run some mites off as well.
Right.
Absolutely. Hey, Spanky, I've killed 2 resin bees here, and I've seen others, and I actually took pictures of one that I killed, Jamie Ellis, and he identified it as an Asian resin bee, but it looked just like a a black hornet to me. You know, it was huge. You know, it was bigger than a European hornet, and it's plumb spooky looking. They got a black helmet on them, and there's something else, man. They look like monsters. They look like GI Joes flying through the air.
They got a mean sound too.
You mentioned
Yeah.
that peppermint there, John. I'd be interested if somebody out there might do some studies on it, the correlation of varroa, and see if it actually had any effect toward the varroa knocking it down.
Sure.
Maybe.
Yeah, they need to do some scientific studies on it.
You know, and a lot of guys do a 1-2 punch. You know, like oxalic acid and Apivar or whatever. You know, why not throw in some peppermints too?
Right.
That's-
Well, it could be
I mean-
oil. Nobody's really tried the oils and found the right mixtures or anything. You know, I know
Yeah.
a lot of guys probably
Well,
laugh
no.
at us about this. Or
I've
kind of
tried-
a joke on the internet about it, but it
I've
really
def-
works.
I've definitely tried it, Houston. I've tried it multiple times. It one teaspoon in 5 pounds of pollen patty recipe. You know, you don't have to worry about a hive beetle larva coming in 5 days like it does without it.
Man.
I know I've seen Bob.
Based
do
on
that.
my experience, I mean, my limited experience, it's working.
I've just used the peppermint. I haven't tried any oil. Just the hard candies. All I've tried.
Yeah. And here was an interesting article in Bee Health, Varroa sensitive hygiene and mite reproduction, and it basically that's where this particular slide came from. That showed a comparison of a mite infested brood that had been exposed to VSH bees or controls for 24 hours. Uncapped pupae appear as white dots in the photo. So, you know, I mean, help me out, guys. I mean, what's going on here? They're going in there and cleaning those out, right? They know they can smell them or see or somehow.
That's a common thing amongst varroas. Some bees will uncap them. Some will do something about it, and some will just uncap them. I don't know if they're letting that larvae die or what, but they definitely know which bees are infested with the varroa. Some of them do and will uncap them. Sure will. I've seen that.
Very
I've
good.
seen the guys do the studies, for the nitric. What is that they pour in their nitrates or whatever?
They use a refrigerant, and yeah, they freeze it with nitrogen. That little circle just to test for hygienic behavior, but VSH hygienic behavior is totally varroa specific. So yeah, you can have hygienic bees and you can have varroa sensitive hygienic bees, and they be different. But most people are trying to breed for both. To usually if a bee's hygienic, then it leads toward it being varroa sensitive hygienic, but it seems like they're having to train them for it, so to speak. It's I don't want mine to be varroa anything. I don't want no varroa in my hives. That's just me.
Like a grooming behavior, isn't it? Where they just kind of clean each other and clean the mites off of them, or they fall off from so much mawing on each other, or something. You think?
Yeah.
If I ever see mites, I'll treat again, but I've not seen them since last year.
If I depended on seeing them, man, I'd lose everything like I have in the past. I'm just going to go ahead and gas them, and and maybe throw a wash in there, maybe. But I'm definitely going to be, just gassing them in a pretty regular interval.
I ain't afraid of them.
That's
I think what I'm doing will wipe them out, so I'm safe.
Well, I hope it does.
I've had bees since last year, brought them through the winter. Now I've got 3 hives. I'll take them through the winter with confidence. There's no doubt in my mind I won't have them next spring.
I've done that before and have good luck, like a season, 2 seasons in a row, even 3 seasons in a row. And it's like sometimes the 3rd or 4th season, it didn't matter what you done, it just crash and burn.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. But it wasn't just not treating. I was doing a lot of things wrong.
Right, and that's what hopefully these chats will help people. I know I've learned a lot off everybody else's bee chats, so hopefully guys will be picking stuff up here too.
Here was a picture I found from a site called Yorkshire Times, and it was DEFRA, I guess I'm pronouncing that. DEFRA launches the Healthy Bee Plan 2030 to help protect honeybees. I thought that sounded interesting. I didn't look any further on it, but that was a good. DEFRA launches the Healthy Bee Plan for 2030. Probably something in the UK, I'm pretty sure. But it was just I wanted to find some pictures of healthy bees, and I thought these looked good. And then there's, of course, here's the last slide. There's another frame of healthy bees. You can see the brood, the band of honey there. But that was that was it, guys. That was what I want to talk about. What I found in the news.
I like that. Man. Maybe we'll get you to do that again.
Yeah, it sounds good. Sounds good. Hey, I need to whenever y'all are ready, I need to text Gunline, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead and
yeah, give me just a second, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed that, John. I think stuff like that can be beneficial. Get information out there that, you know, some of that I had never even heard about.
I thought it was pretty interesting. You know, no matter what you do, our bees are free ranging, they're open feeding, and they're gonna cross paths with some infected bees probably, you know. If and, you know, like in my area, you know, I think there's a pretty healthy feral bee population with all the timber around here, and the
swarms, you know, yeah.
And that makes me think of a higher likelihood of mites and beetles and stuff like that. But
in my area, I seen less activity, so I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe, you know, everything's finally caught up with my local population. I mean, I wouldn't see it, but I didn't see any swarms. I seen some scout activity, but that was about as much as I seen, you know. And
that's
not fair, but
that was encouraging,
right? But not like normally I catch 2 or 3 swarms, you know, and see them tons of bees. This season I just didn't see the bees I see in the clover and just everywhere.
Right.
Beekeeping's local, so
you know, there's you know, as recently as I'm going to say maybe 20 years ago, there was a big time beekeeper within just a few miles of me here. And all this timber behind us, you know, goes you know, for miles. And he, you know, that's where he kept his bees. And I just, you know, back up there somewhere close to the main highway. But as the crow flies, maybe 3.5, 4 miles from me here. And so, and then besides that, there was one of my neighbor's grandfather who lived, you know, within a quarter mile of here, kept bees and would find bees in the woods. And those guys were loggers. And when they would find a bee tree, he would come and get the bees, you know, if they were cutting the tree down.
Maybe they swarmed out and stocked your area up pretty good for you.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. You know, there's been multiple beekeepers in this general area over the years, but there's none now except for me that I know of. I mean, right here I don't know of any others within 2.5 miles of me, I guess I'm saying.
I thought that for a while.
Until you got to looking.
You know, 5 or 6. So
I see.
Never trust that.
Well, come to think, now that you mentioned it, I haven't really looked that close.
But maybe
if anybody's got any, they're keeping them hid. If they got any, they're keeping them hid pretty good.
So you sent the links out? Is that what you
No, I was about to send it to Gunline.
Okay. And we appreciate everybody that's in the chat. I can't answer any of the chat, guys. I'm sorry about that. I did see some extra people that popped in there, such and such, the B-Man. So I can see the chat on the side, but I can't type in any responses or anything. So I apologize for that.
How about messed up and sent it to Gus again?
Why do you think someone's taking down your comments, B-Man? I know it ain't me.
No, it's definitely.
I don't think John would do it either.
Certainly not me. And I know Earl's not. Of course, I would say something. I'd say something if I did. Now, there might be some kind of a filter. Depends on what he's saying.
Right, that's true. I ain't looked to see if we got any kind of settings
Yeah.
or filters or nothing. I mean,
Huh.
all I know, I can run a banner. Is about all I can do from my phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. That's a good one.
So and pop, I can pop a comment up on the screen. I can't reply back because just the way it's on this cell phone.
Right.
Maybe if I get another camera, I can show you guys what I'm talking about here. See,
Yeah.
it's not a good setup, but it works. Here we are. Community gets stronger. I just can't thank you guys enough.
C251. Looks like Earl. I don't know if he got kicked off or what.
No,
he
said something there. He'd be right back. So
okay.
So he'll be right back.
All right. Oh, there he is. All right.
And if any of you guys have any ideas for us on the chats and anything we're doing, we love all suggestions, guys. It helps a great deal. We really appreciate all the feedback you guys give us.
Hey, I'm back. I didn't think I was going to make it back. I thought I was afraid I ended the show and everything. I was like, what happened? The whole thing went off. I had to log back in. I was like, no.
Every time somebody leaves, I forget to say, don't end the broadcast.
Yeah, really. Ain't like we've done it before, ain't we?
Well, it has happened. You can't ever tell what might happen. Oh, and if speaking of that, if we were to disappear for some reason, please come back. We'll be right back within 2 or 3, 4 minutes.
Right. It worked out.
Yeah,
that
we
way
have
one
been.
time.
We have been known to just disappear, ain't we?
Well, I did it and make 2 different Hillbilly Hives live on my channel one time.
I did it the first one.
Everybody hung with us, so we appreciate
you did that.
The audience.
You did that just to double your views, didn't you?
Well, no, it equaled out about what one of the chats was.
Yeah.
It just broke them up in an hour segment.
Yeah.
It was right around the hour mark, and I ate the whole chat.
Yeah, I was just teasing you, buddy. That was the night you were in Pigeon Forge, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. And I was walking around.
Come here, girl. Come here. Come on TV.
Yeah. All right.
Are you ashamed? Are you ashamed? Come over here.
Tim's wanting to show her off.
Yeah.
She's shy. She's wanting to go lay down. She ain't wanting to be bothered with him. That's my little Becky girl, ain't you?
I saw that video, girl. Becca and Ladybug, or Becca was watching Ladybug. What?
She will, she's sitting there looking at it. That's the only one she's ever watched.
Oh, yeah, that was a great video, man. I saw that video before I knew you, Earl.
I like OJC.
Yeah, she's something else.
So do.
I love them puppies. I swear I do. They're something else. Protective too.
All right. Yeah. Well, tell us a tale, Earl.
I don't know much. Don't know much at all. Just been like everybody else, astounded by how much rain we've had. We've had several floods, flood watches, and flood warnings here. Fire's been off and on. Lord, that youngin' of mine's fire's been off and on. I've had to take grandbaby generators and stuff. It's just
down at Clinchco.
Like,
down at Clinchco.
Down Bartlick where my boy lives.
Oh,
one
yeah,
of them. Yeah, I got kids down at Clinchco too, but yeah, my boy in Bartlick is the one I meant. Is the one that was. He's got my grandbaby, so I take care of them before I take care of myself mostly.
All right, I just see
trying to keep them going. What about y'all? I mean, this weather not tore y'all up none? I mean,
oh man,
it ain't been no fun.
Nah.
You can't get out and just look at your bees or nothing. And
can't get
even though I can see mine out the window, they're not out much.
I've been weed eating. It's been I can do that, but that's
we've
about
still
all.
Been getting flooding, rain, man. I know a town of Neon, they built back after the flood, and then they got reflooded, and it tore the town all apart again. So,
yeah, man.
Hammered, man. A bunch of people died.
Still
thousands of people without a home, thousands missing.
It's crazy, ain't it, man?
Been
Yeah.
awful. And really
Which
sucky.
we have those seasons. It's like, scoot back, baby. Share her with me here. Got her on here now. She don't want to leave, does she? But it's horrible, man. When you think of the children, like that one family that just, you wake up and there's water to your bed, and you try to go outside your house, and it carries you off. It's I mean, that was what was happening
Right.
to people.
James, we sent the link out. We're waiting on you to pop in, James. I know you're getting tired of hearing us three hillbillies, so we'll get him in here as soon as we can.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he sent back a thumbs up after I sent him the link.
All right, good. Yeah,
So we've made contact. It won't be long now, James.
Yes, sir. I can't wait. This will be a good time. I hope. Should be.
Yeah.
We have somebody on here that talks redneck like us anyway, won't we?
Yeah, he's South Alabama boy, right?
Hey, Phil, how's it going, man?
Mobile.
Oh, okay.
He's down
Mobile
south.
County.
He's down there.
Hey, there's Phil.
Oh, Phil.
All right. Hey, our special guest has arrived.
80 in Ireland.
degrees in Ireland. Oh, it's a heat wave. Y'all gonna catch fire, Phil.
Suntan now.
Hello.
Welcome.
What's up, folks?
Hey, how
All
y'all
right,
doing?
we got them both on here. Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Good to have you. How y'all
Thank
doing?
you much. We appreciate y'all.
Thank
We're
y'all for
doing
coming
well,
on.
brother.
Y'all want to
We appreciate
introduce
the invite,
yourselves,
y'all.
sir? So we quit calling you Gunline.
I'm Tim. This is my wife, Hannah. And we're GUNLINE.
We love watching y'all down there. We like getting to see Mobile, Alabama, in the Mobile County area. It's pretty down there.
Yes, sir, in the
yeah.
woods.
Oh,
So
nice.
you guys been getting rain too, ain't you?
Every day.
I thought so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Last couple of weeks, really. A lot of it stayed down at the coast for a little bit, but last 3 or 4 days it's kind of moved up to the north end here on us.
I think everybody's getting rain right now. So it's not just in the Appalachians here we'll get it. So it's all over.
So tell us a
Lord,
little
brother,
bit.
you folks up there in the mountains.
I see you using this vacuum for your beetles sometimes. Tell us how you come up with that. That is one slick invention.
That is
Necessity is the mother of invention.
So it was a
Can you
half
hear?
case.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can hear you.
okay. Yeah, brother. It was one of them. We got to do something fast with the
Right.
beetles, and man, we running around in the yard trying to figure out anything we can do. And I had a redneck idea. And I was like, well, shoot, I got a vacuum cleaner up under the house, a little one. We'll see if we can just start sucking them babies up in this vacuum. And man, it's been a tool in the tool bag, that's for sure, for us dealing with these beetles down here.
So what'd you do on the hose? I know she got a different size hose on that. You said it's just a regular type vacuum. Kind of tell us a little bit.
Yeah,
about how
it's
you
just
put it
one of them.
together.
It's just one of them cheap vacuums you could get at most department stores type
Okay.
thing. Something for a small vehicle.
Low
But,
volume suction, I guess.
Yeah, that's all it is. Just something you can clean up your car with pretty quick instead of dragging around a big old shop vac.
Right.
And man, we got these fish aquarium. Anybody's got a fish aquarium, time to time you have to drain that water out of that thing. And
Okay.
there's a gravel cleaner.
Yeah.
And just running around, started putting parts and pieces together. Grabbed the old trusty duct tape.
Right. Mother of
Duct tape
invention.
that rascal on there. Yes, sir. And it kept it just small enough to where, I mean, don't get me wrong, you'll get a bee from time to time, but
Right.
90% of the time you can hit it and get your beetles on it. But
Hey,
yeah, man.
I love watching you guys, man. You guys are always doing stuff together. Just always teaming up on it, and I dig watching that. How long y'all been keeping bees?
This is our 3rd year beekeeping. We had an interest in it for a good while. And we finally went on and took the step and went and got us some bees.
How many hives y'all have now?
9 right now. And we come out of the winter and everything. I think it was about 4 when we come out, good hives. Then everything started blowing up whenever the flow come on, and we was able to kind of bounce back a little bit.
Nice.
And so far we've lost a few from y'all seen dealing with the beetles down here, but
yeah,
we got to give you props there, Brother Earl, giving everybody info on the peppermint, because I mean it
working for y'all too, huh?
Yeah, we done the whole go ahead.
I'm not hearing her real good.
I bet y'all are sharing the earbuds. I bet the mic's on the other side, maybe.
That's what we do. Yeah.
Yeah. If y'all trade seats, it'd work.
Switch around.
You gotta look over us. We're a little goofy sometimes. We can't help it.
I mean, I'd put them closer. I'd put her closer to his mic.
Right.
Yeah, piled in the same seat right there.
Yeah, just sit in his lap. Just sit in his lap.
There you go. Yes. And somebody was saying we need to rock at the same time anyway.
Y'all do everything together. You about in sync, ain't you?
Pretty much. It's just us. We don't have any youngins right now. The Lord hasn't blessed us with any, but we're waiting for the day. But yeah, man, for the most part, it's just me and her, and we do everything together. Yeah.
Hey, good Lord willing, he'll put them on you. You don't never know what the Lord just when you give up, you never know. You know what I mean? Sometimes he's funny that way, how he does, but he knows what's best for us, don't he?
He has perfect time.
That's it. Amen.
Perfect time.
Yeah. But we're gonna enjoy it.
What got you into YouTube, man?
Well, we'll kind of go back a little bit. A few years ago, before all this COVID mess come and hit everybody, our church would have a yearly Bible conference. Well, one of the members at the church that keeps up the yard come and told us, he said, there's some honeybees out behind one of the preachers' houses. We let, different preachers stay in different places and all on the campus, but they told us there's honeybees out there in the back. So I had to go check it out. And sure enough, man, there were some honeybees coming out from, is an old pop-up camper that somebody had put back there. And, man, they was coming in and out of this, I guess where you plug it in into the socket, and they was just zooming in and out. Well, went back and I told her, and she just gave me that look like, you crazy. What are we fixing to get into? So a few months rolled by, and I started getting on the YouTube and checking out different folks on beekeeping and all. Well, we run up on the Dirt Rooster and Mr. Ed and all them down here, just mainly because they're in the South, and we figured, well, whatever problems these folks are going to have, we're pretty much going to have the same problem.
Right.
So started watching them. I'd say 4 or 5 months. I got it in my head. We're a beekeeper now. So let's go get us some bees. And ended up getting up with the Dirt Rooster. And he fixed us up with.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool meeting him, man. He's a great guy. Hey, hush.
Dirt Rooster's our hero. Hey, we got dogs barking in the background too. That's normal. That's normal for us, ain't it, Bubba?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is.
It is. This one back talks a lot.
Yeah, I thought rooster. I thought you said you got bees from roosters. What got you in there? So,
Yeah, we did, man. It was one of them. Time to time, we'll have a spur of the moment. Let's go do something, kind of thing. And it was, I think, over one weekend, we contacted Dirt Rooster, sent him an email, and said, "Hey, look, you got a nuke?" And he told us, yeah, and told us where to meet him at and all this good stuff. And so we headed south Mississippi, and it took us he's about an hour and a half from us. So we eased on down there and met up with him. And I got to tell y'all something. I'm not a very tall man. I'm 5'10", 150 pounds. When I seen the Dirt Rooster step out the truck, like,
start
Big
looking
this
up,
is a
man.
big man right here. Yes, sir. And but man, got out. We started talking, and he took us over. He showed us a couple nukes. He said, "Look, hey, y'all just kind of pick out whichever one you want to." And we
Oh,
picked out the one we wanted, and he sat down with us for a good little while, pulled some frames. You know, we'd never seen a queen bee in a hive type thing, and he went through it with us for a while. And he said, "Look," he said, "y'all got any questions? Feel free to give me a call." And there's times I've had to call, you know, "Hey, what is this?" or "What is that?" or shoot him a text message. And, you know, he's been gracious enough to get back with us whenever we needed him to. So
yeah, he's super nice
as far as
guy.
getting into oh yeah, man, he's good people. If you get a chance to trade with him, if you're in the South, definitely go trade with him, man.
Yeah.
He done
He's
us
boss
right.
around here. We love him. He's boss around us. I mean, we're Dirt Rooster freaks on this channel, ain't we? I mean, we can't help it.
He was one of the first ones I started watching as well.
Now, what caused the YouTube? Just watching Rooster and what he done, and just took inspiration.
Well, not so
there?
much. I kind of was thinking, even after meeting him, we had told him, "So look, hey man, keep up what you're doing. It's helping folks. It's got us interested and
Right.
all that." And I never thought about fooling with any YouTube after that. And I think our second year I went out there and we had found a swarm at night where we open feed. And I'd done a little bit of a piece on it, and it's just silence. So you're just looking at a swarm of bees pretty much. But this year we got overwhelmed with queen cells during the flow. And y'all probably heard us mention a couple times Mr. Woods, which is a friend of ours.
Yep. Yep.
He'd gotten into wanting to keep bees after we got ours. So we just been kind of working back and forth, his place and ours. Well, like I say, we got so many queen cells this past year that we had split everything we could split, and we had split everything we could split up there at Mr. Woods' house. So we had all these queen cells that I really didn't want to destroy. I was like, well, if we can hang on to them for something.
It's hard to
So,
get rid of them.
yeah, it was, man. We couldn't just kill them. We'll try to make a mini split, you know,
Right.
something along those lines, just to keep them going. And kind of one of them redneck mistakes again, or good mistake, if you will. I got to tell you this part for you to understand where the poor man incubator come in. We had a bearded dragon for several years. I built it an outside cage to get it out of the aquarium during the summertime. Well, the first couple of days she stayed in there, no problem. I went out later on the following evening, she was gone. The bearded dragon escaped. Well, my brother-in-law come by, longer story short, and my wife been on me about getting that aquarium out of the living room. Well, with my brother-in-law here, we was able to talk myself out of it, and he headed out the door real quick, helping me out. So when the queen started coming in, I was like, well, I got that basking light. If I can just keep them things warm for a couple of days till we can do a couple splits or something, then we'll see how it goes. And yeah, it was game on after that. It was like every single day, them queens was hatching out of them queen cells, and I was like, well, let me document it. See if it'll help somebody just for a day or two. Not a full incubation period, but something to keep your cells warm for a day or two without buying a bunch of expensive equipment. You can redneck a fight, and this is a way to do it.
Yeah, I've seen
I
guys
picked up
use
on it
water
real
bottles
quick.
for that.
I think it's plumb cool.
I do too.
I like it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
The only
idea.
thing I will say, get you a smaller aquarium. We have this extra 55 gallons, so I just kind of working with what we have. But if it's something somebody wants to try, piddle with later on, come season, get you a smaller aquarium. You'll probably do much better. But we had good success either way in it. It was just one of them. Let's try it and see if it works.
It's awesome. I love it. That's how you do it, man. You just try it. That's the thing about being, country and hillbilly is we have to try. We most of the time you ain't got no choice but to make something you got work, or drive a long ways to go get it.
Really.
Tim, you said
No.
y'all been. Sorry, bud. Yeah, you
Go ahead.
you said earlier that y'all thought about bees for a long time before you finally decided to. What was it? Can you recall back what first got you really interested? That planted that seed, if you will.
Well,
First one, huh?
I guess early on is my wife and I were volunteer firefighters. I got 20 years of service in, and she's got 10 years of service in, along with
Awesome.
EMS and all that. Early in my firefighting career, there was a gentleman, a local beekeeper, that come in to one of the volunteer fire departments around here, and there was a honeybee class for firefighting. And I thought to myself, what in the world has firefighting and honeybees got to do with anything?
No
So
doubt.
more so out of interest, I went to the class to see what it's all about. And the gentleman went through the whole spiel. This is a hive, and there's approximately 10,000 bees roughly in the average colony. And we started getting into the nuts and bolts of it. But around our response area, US Highway 45 runs through Mobile County, and it's a main thoroughfare for big trucks. Well, headed up north, the commercial beekeepers, that's often the routes that the big trucks take through this way, is up Highway 45, I-65, and all. But he got into if there's ever a tractor trailer accident and how to control the situation with the bees and those type things. And that kind of sparked my interest early on. Then after the incident with the church, it just kind of rekindled that. And
Did you ever get to work an accident like that? Be turned over 18-wheeler or anything?
we worked a many of 18-wheeler wrecks, but thank the Lord,
No honeybees.
no bees. No bees. Yeah. But I mean, they did tell us
Right.
what to do, how to do it in the event, something like that ever did happen.
Cool.
But like I
Not many
say, thank the
people got
Lord,
that,
we didn't have.
know how, if something like that was to happen. Just even in the neighborhood or something. That's awesome. Thank you guys.
That's one thing about the fire department. They train you pretty good. I still got my my EVOC license, and I took that hazmat course when I was in the fire department. I wish they would have offered a honeybee course when I was in it, but that's been a while back, and I ain't done it in a long time. But yeah, I used to do a little volunteer firefighting.
We loved it, man. it was just time to pee on the fire and call in the dogs, if you will.
New chapter, huh?
We loved every minute of it, though.
Yeah, I
What
didn't
was it,
much
Shelton?
care for it like everybody else did. There's a lot of guys that was gung ho into it and loved it, but I got a little tired of it. You're there at every accident, blocking for the EMTs and the police or whatever, and then you're just always there. You're always present for every bad thing, and I don't need all that bad stuff in my head no more. Seeing all the people hurt and worrying if you're going to go into a building and find a youngin or something. So I had to check out. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, no, I just said a new chapter brewing for you. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. It takes special people. That's why it's so important to support fire,
Amen.
EMS, law enforcement,
Right.
volunteers. 70% of the nation, as far as fire department, or whenever we left 5 years ago, I'll say that 70% of the whole nation's fire department is volunteer. So any way you can support the volunteers, especially if they're doing a good job in their community. But
Right.
yeah, help them out. Just tell them thank you. You ain't got to throw no cash in the bucket unless you want to, but just tell them you appreciate them. Those type things goes a long way.
Absolutely does. And they do a lot of work that people just do not realize what they go through.
Oh, there's a lot to it besides jumping in your car and running the call, then coming back home. I mean,
Yeah, training.
mostly as volunteers.
And man, first time I went into
Oh, yeah.
a basement with a buddy of mine, and that basement wasn't nothing but fire and smoke, and you don't know where the propane tanks are, the gas tanks, and there you are in there just trying to fan the smoke back and then soak the fire, fan the smoke back and fight the fire, and it's horrible. That's just horrible. And they do
Yes,
it
sir.
every day.
Well, and in a lot of the South, I'll say this: a lot of everybody has got their ammo stockpile.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So it ain't nothing to pull up on the scene and just hear fireworks
Boom, boom.
going off, and it ain't fireworks. It's folks' ammo going off in the house. But
Wow.
Yeah.
yeah,
A lot of people don't realize too. The bullet sets still, and it's the casing comes after you when it's laying loose like that.
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, the bullet ain't so much the problem.
Shrapnel.
Yeah, yeah. But that's kind of pretty well how we got into the beekeeping, y'all. We needed a new adrenaline rush.
It does do that. It does do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
it's
that. I love
awesome.
that about it. I love that about it.
If you guys are not subscribed to Gunline Bees, please go over to his channel. Check out Gunline Bees. Subscribe. Check
Got
him out. He's
Got some great videos. Yes.
Yeah, we enjoy watching him.
Yeah.
I love it.
John,
Well,
you
we
wanna
appreciate
open up
y'all,
the,
man.
Chat?
Yeah.
I like getting
Yeah.
to see beekeepers from all over the different places doing different things, and having that visual on Mobile, Alabama down there. I love it. And then we can, we got people in Louisiana, Mississippi, South Carolina. It's cool because you kind of can keep an eye on beekeeping all over America, watching a few videos of your buddies and friends.
Well, like Tim said, he started looking at those guys down there because they're not far from him. He can judge the weather and what they're doing in their hives or your hive. So that's good tip there, Tim. That's really what we do with you two.
I mean, that's how we've learned majority of any type of our beekeeping, and is just getting on and hey, how'd old so and so fix this problem, and you go in there, and I'm the type of person I'll watch 2 or 3 folks, then if it's pretty well the same pattern how to handle the situation, I'll go with that. But yeah, in a lot of ways we shadow the folks down here on the coast and just try to keep an eye open, for what issues or, you know, what good things are happening on those guys.
Right.
Folks, I
It's
just shared
obviously a different world down there.
I just shared a link to Gunline's page. Go check them out and subscribe if you're not already. You got some great videos over there, and you can see here I pulled up their page. But Gunline Bees.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So glad
It's pretty down here, Earl. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, fellas, think I ought to post a link so we can get some more folks may want to come in and ask Tim and Hannah some questions.
Yeah, definitely.
Sound good?
Absolutely.
Like, our buddy across the pond just subscribed to you. Thanks, Phil. Good seeing you.
Yeah, man. You got Northern Ireland on you now.
Thank you, Phil. Northern Ireland, not to be confused with Ireland.
Hey, man.
Northern Ireland. Hey,
Northern
okay.
Ireland.
We just posted the link, so come on in, folks. If you'd like to, we'd love to see as many in here as we can get up to 10. We can get up to 10 people in here. Well, more than 10 if you have 2 on one screen, so we can get 11 tonight.
Get 11 tonight.
I have a request that, you know, maybe in the future see a little more Hannah, maybe a little less Tim. No, I'm just kidding.
She is prettier than me. I'll admit that. Yes. Yeah. I'm trying to work her into the camera a little bit.
Is she shy?
She's a little bashful from time to time.
No, I've seen a few videos. She does good. Getting in and out of the hive and stuff. What she
she says she's better with bees than people.
Yeah. I
Me
think
too.
I am.
Me too, I think.
That's what we.
I'm trying to talk my wife into helping me film the bees, and she has a little bit, but I'm still working on it.
So has she been going in and out of the hive, Tim, about the same time you have? Because I noticed she's pretty fluid, smooth, going in and out of the hive, you know.
She does all the work. Tim films.
Right?
Y'all figured me out.
I think anyway, maybe.
So you've been both doing it about
She
the same
doesn't.
time.
She's got a little more grace than I do. So I'll just roll the beautiful bean footage, if you will.
There you go.
So,
We enjoy it.
Some of the best videos are, you know, you have a camera, somebody running the camera, and then somebody working the bees. It's so hard to work them solo and then have the camera sitting stationary.
Yeah, I never knew what those guys went through till I started trying to hold a camera.
Yeah,
Out.
That's what I was gonna say. You know, I was thinking, oh, this ain't gonna be nothing. You know, do a little recording and, you know, try to keep your eye on what's going on. Then,
yeah,
shoot, you grab that beetle vacuum, brother. I'm all over the place with that thing.
that was an awesome idea. Awesome idea.
Yeah, I like
You're getting rid of them that way. At least they're not falling back into the dirt, or you know, you're not losing them. They're contained when you do that. I like that.
Does it kill them? Does it kill them?
spreading stuff everywhere.
What'd you say, Houston?
Oh yeah.
I said you're not mashing them and spreading whatever virus they might even have in them. You know, you're just sucking them plumb out of there and getting them going. So,
And it
No,
kills
we
them,
just
Tim?
put dish soap and water in it.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just let it go in there and they'll drown in it. And, you know, we get done, I'll let it sit for a good hour or so and kind of make sure, you know, it takes care of business in there. But yeah, for the
Awesome.
most part, when we just pop that lid back open, there's just a bunch of dead beetles in there.
That's my favorite
But-
thing.
Yeah.
Dead beetles.
Oh, it's a stress
dead
reliever
mice.
taking them out.
I bet it is.
And they like to get in them little, in between the frames on them top bar hives, don't they? And just hide all down through there. It seems like
guys, I can't
they're
post
sneaky.
They sure do.
yet.
Oh yeah, then they run and hide up underneath a bee, and you can't get them.
They're sneaky.
I can't post the link at the top, guys. So if anybody wants to come in, please just scroll back up there where John inserted it. Hit that. Come on in and ask Gunline.
Here, I'll paste it again. I'll try to do it every now and then. Of course, it looks like it's Houston posted it, but I did it.
Yeah, I can't do it up from the phone, guys, or I'd put it up at top up there and make it easy. So come on
Same
in,
here.
anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to have Johnny just like Bob has to have Lee.
Right.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to cut you off, Tim. I'm sorry.
they're in bad shape. They're in bad shape, aren't they? Yeah, I'm the Lee of the Bob and Lee show.
Hey,
You
I'll tell
sure
you,
are, brother.
if you think we're in bad shape, just let me and Houston do
We wouldn't even have
Hey.
a chat.
it.
Yeah, you may have to sometime. I was mowing till right about showtime tonight.
Well, we shut it down twice. So we don't know what we're doing. You ain't never done that.
Well, I had to have Lee help me figure out how to start it back up again.
Yeah, looks like
I
y'all
have to
got a
give
nice
her.
place down there too, Tim.
What was that, Tim?
It's home. It's home, brother. The Lord's blessed us. You know, things are taken care of. But
That's
we
what
just
we like.
try to fix it up a little here, a little there, those type of things. But yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. All
And
this
that's
is
what
just
you-
some old cedar.
That's what you do for a living, ain't it, Tim? Now, since you
Yeah,
left
we
the
general
fire
contractor.
department.
Yeah.
Oh, there comes Bob.
Which, well, even running on the fire department, we had to make a living, you know, being
Right.
all volunteer. Now, at one
Ah.
point,
Hey,
we was paid,
Now, does Hannah,
you know,
Hannah
EMS and
help
all.
you
But,
do that too?
oh yeah, every day. She been telling me. She asked me the other day. She said, "Look, we've been running together 12 years and married 7 of that. Where's my tool pouch?"
You better get that
Like,
one.
well.
Pouch.
it sounds like y'all called me incompetent a few minutes ago. I mean, I ain't putting no words in y'all's mouth, but
What?
Oh no,
I
we put
can't
you in the
function
same
without
boat with
Lee. That's
us.
what you said, isn't it? What you said?
No, we
I
He
said
didn't catch
talking
it.
about us. Me and Earl.
me and Houston said we was just like you. We had to have Johnny like you had to have Lee.
I remember now what he means. Okay, I didn't piece
It's all
that
good.
together.
Hey, you know, I do go without Lee sometimes. It's not as fancy now. It's not as fancy, but you know, we do go sometimes.
Hey, it takes teamwork, Bob. It takes teamwork.
That's it. That's what it's all about.
Yes,
How you guys
It
sir.
takes a
doing?
moderator if you're Earl and Houston.
Yeah, DC says, well, if the shoe fits. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, Bob. Hey, Bob, I'm so glad you came in, buddy.
Well, you know, I got to make my my weekly Hillbilly Hives live.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it too.
How y'all doing, Tim and
What you
Hannah?
say, Bob? How you doing? Good, brother. How are y'all, man?
Doing good. Just been busy. Went and got some syrup from the sugar factory today, so that worked pretty well. Cheap syrup is always good.
Saw that short. That was
Yeah, it
pretty
was real
cool.
short. They said you can't video here. Click, turned it off.
Oh,
So-
secret recipe.
So it became a short for sure. So, you know, we're just catching late season swarms and trying to keep the bees healthy going into fall. Make them to, you know, the fall flow where they can start bringing some more nectar and all in. So
We tried doing a little open feeding this year. Well, last year too, and they didn't mess with it too much. But it's kind of the same way this year. I stuck a fresh batch out this morning, and
are you keeping
man,
it
they
at
ain't
full strength, or
touching it.
are you keeping it at full strength? Like 1 to
1
1?
to 1.
Yeah, I've been putting out 1 to 1, and then like if you do a 5-gallon pail, I don't know how much you're putting out at one time, but then I'm adding extra water and diluting it down, and it's more like nectar. So if you've got a dearth and robin going on right now, and you put that toad or wherever your open feeder is and cut it down, I bet you they'll start taking it because it's more.
We do
like
5 gallons to 4 pounds of sugar, cane sugar.
You're doing 5 gallons to 4 pounds of sugar.
Yeah.
That's really thin. That might be part of it right there, because each gallon of water is 8 pounds. So if you're doing 1 to 1, you'd have to have 2 4-pound bags to 1 gallon of water to make it by weight. So I'm using a 25-pound bag of sugar to 5 gallons of water. So
Well, that's what kind of threw us off year before last. Well, our first year going into the dearth, and man, there was bees all over it. Between us, we could see their little beeline going back and forth to the colonies. Then
right.
you'd see another beeline going across the road, I guess, to some feral or some folks across the highway there. But say last year and this year, they just ain't touching it. But I'll beef it up on the sugar and see if that'll help.
Yeah, like make it like peach syrup or something, you know, pretty heavy, thick.
Well, if they have any kind of little nectar flow on, they'll pretty much fly past it. But as soon as that shuts off, or it rains and washes everything down, or it gets too hot and too dry and burns everything out, they'll start taking it really quick. I put out
Now,
20 gallons of sugar, 20 gallons of open feed, and they took it down in about 2 hours. So they just killed it.
now
Yeah,
we still
that's
very much
here.
in the learning process on everything. But
Oh, we all are.
there's a couple 100 acres of cotton field right across the road from us.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
trying to
probably
dabble
what-
around a little bit. And that's the
I
only
don't know.
thing I can figure, because it says they pull off that cotton too.
Yeah, that's what Bruce Jenny says. They work the cotton. I don't have any cotton fields near me, so that probably has a lot to do with it around
I don't
here.
have any fields near me.
Yeah, me
You got
either.
hills near you.
Yeah.
I got
Fields
a
and
field,
fields.
but it's not, you know, nothing, no crops in it. Or anything.
Couple
Yeah,
cow pasture.
We're just starting to get a little bit of it's not goldenrod, but it's little yellow flowers like in the medians between the roads, and some clover in there. But crepe myrtles are kind of going away now here, and hopefully within about a month we'll start really getting that goldenrod coming in.
I
So
hope so.
that's the plan. But the
It's up everywhere around here. That goldenrod, when it go, as long as we don't have another hurricane, the hurricanes usually put us in a bind, and we starting to get into peak season for us down here. But as long as we don't have any storms, I think we're gonna have us a real good flow this year.
I think so too.
that's what last year we had a pretty decent fall flow, and I just left. That's what I leave on them to help them through the winter, because I pull the spring and summer honey, right? So I try to leave the fall until just before they need more room to expand in the spring, and that's when I usually pull it off. Which, conveniently enough, last year I was the only show in town when it came to local honey, because everybody else pulled theirs off in the fall, had it all sold. So by the time I pulled my crop in January, it was
You was the man.
I was the only one. So it's
Hey,
sold
Bob,
pretty quick.
Bob, since you've got a cheap source of syrup now, have you considered maybe pulling some of your fall honey and then feeding back some of that cheaper syrup?
Yeah, that that has been a thought. I mean, when we're talking Tim, when we're talking cheap, like I said, I was using 25 pounds of sugar for a 5-gallon bucket of 1-to-1, and so that was $14 for a 5-gallon pail. And I bought 5 gallons of 2-to-1 from the Domino Sugar Factory, already pre-mixed, for $8. So I can split it in half and then just fill the the buckets back up, which gives me $4 buckets of 1-to-1 feed. So I couldn't pass that up. I drove an hour and a half to Charlotte to go pick it up and come back, but it was worth it. I got 19 5-gallon pails of 2-to-1 today.
Oh, wow. Well worth the trip, Bob. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, Mr. Sam's up the road, South Carolina Happy Bees. He's already saying, well, I need some of that sugar. I know you do.
Yeah. Now he wants to make a trip.
He said, well, wait till I get some buckets. I said, Sam, I know where you live. Just come get the doggone buckets, and,
There you
we'll
go.
work it out. I know where to come get the buckets back from if I
Now-
have to.
I got a question, Bob. Does
Mhm.
Sam got over 1,000 hives? Because
No. He could.
Okay.
He's got enough property.
Some of his hive numbers are way up there, aren't they, Bob? Like, does he have many? Like,
Yeah, I don't know how he counts. You know how he
Okay.
how he
Maybe he's
numbers
got like an 800 series, a 900 series, or something like that, like addresses instead of starting from zero.
He could. His hive numbers are like zip codes.
Yeah.
5, 6 digits or something. But he keeps a bunch of nukes because he'll raise nukes now, and then in the spring he goes on Craigslist and advertise them, and he'll sell about 100 nukes a year.
Nice.
And the only problem is I'm trying to break him a little bit of some of the stuff he does, but he's an old timer, so he's set in those ways. Look,
hey, there's our buddy there.
The producer has arrived.
How's it going?
I was going to come in and say Bob's really the brains of the outfit on that side. I'm just a technician.
If I'm the brains of the operation, we're in for trouble, son. We're doomed to fail right now.
Well, they complimented Lee and insulted Bob all in the same sentence, did it?
I didn't do it. How's everybody doing this evening?
Awesome, Lee. Good to see you, brother. Hey, thanks again, man, for throwing in that hive tool on the honeybee trivia.
Oh, heck
yeah, that's awesome.
Man, you guys giving away everything.
Hey, Peter got that what, Monday?
Yeah, he should have got the sticker by Tuesday. You were a little quicker than I was.
Well, I mean, while we were still on the live, I went ahead and hit the order and got it sent out.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the best thing about giveaways. If you're doing a giveaway, we figured this one out after we paid $20 to send a $12 item to somebody.
Just have it drop ship.
Just go to Amazon and do it as a gift and have it sent to them.
Yeah, I didn't think about it, which I normally have a handful of them here, and I've just been sending them out that way.
Sure.
Hey there,
yeah, that
Phil.
makes sense, Lee.
Yeah, very dear, Phil.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Even the B-man says you're the brains. He just don't talk a lot. He can't get a word in. It's like
you got to speak up, Jim. When you got us on here and Bob gets on, you got to jump in, grab that turn, brother. You got to speak out.
And I'll be quiet when someone else starts.
No, Bob, Lee, y'all got any questions for Tim and Hannah? We've been wearing them.
I done forgot where they were from, but then I remembered when he said earlier, southern Alabama area.
Yeah, Mobile.
That's the.
I'll just be careful with that postage stuff. We tried to send Earl a mated queen back in.
That was
June or July.
He's been going through that too. I think he got like 3 dead queens. So
it went to Alabama, or where did it go? It went to Georgia or somewhere, didn't it? Then it never left.
Oh man!
It left here, went to Tennessee, went to Atlanta. It's still in transit in Atlanta up to this day. They still don't know where she's at, and it's been a month and a half or a month or so.
Probably not going to make.
Hey, that was about a $75 queen too, wasn't it?
He bought and paid for it.
No,
that's what I said. I think that was a $75 queen.
By the time you got done with the mail-in and all that, then we went this past week. We went this past week to try to take care. Hey, we put insurance on it. She never made it. Well, checks in the mail is what they told us.
Yeah.
Hey man, but I appreciate you guys. I do. Just trying. Hey, I appreciate it. We'll get together one day, maybe. Hopefully, before long.
The queen shows up with
We'll get you another one sent up there, but it won't be the postal service. We'll go buy another freight.
No biggie though. Don't feel pressured.
I got a bottle of mead delivered from Florida by FedEx last Saturday, and the contents was empty. And the box was soft. I got it opened up. The whole bottle was cracked in half.
Oh man!
So they shipped me another one out. Supposed to be here tomorrow.
Wow. Hey, look who we got here from Northern Ireland coming in the house.
Fermanagh.
Phil. How you doing, brother?
Hey guys.
It's not the weekend.
Hey,
what you doing?
You're going, Phil.
Actually, that's Barney. I don't know why I was thinking Fred.
Hey. So good to see you, Phil.
Too much meat, Lee.
I got to sample the goods.
Hey guys.
How's it going, man?
Look
How
here.
you feel?
Good.
Gunline's drug in a crowd for us tonight, ain't he? Look here.
That's
We
right.
got all kinds of new ones.
That's right.
Well,
We had over 40 at one time, 39 now.
I'll probably go downhill now.
Got Northern Ireland in the house.
Yes, sir.
That'll bump us up.
Hey, so when did you find that rattlesnake, Johnny?
Yesterday, but it must have got run over the day before. I saw it laying out there, and I didn't even walk out there and look at it because I thought it was a black rat snake from a distance. I see
You
so
see
many
that
of
one
those.
Tim showed?
Oh yeah, that was an Eastern Diamondback. That was a timber that I had crossing.
That beats my little rat snake, boys.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yours was the only one. Yours was the only one still alive. Yours was the only one still alive, Houston.
Think I seen a night crawler.
A night crawler.
I hadn't seen any snakes around here in a while.
I ain't either.
Yeah, we don't see as many as we used to here. I got a couple cats that stay at the barn and keep the field mice run off and population down a little, and that's helped quite a bit. But you used to, 5, 6 a year was just really common, just around the house, around on the porch and stuff. I actually had
there's a snake on the porch.
I actually had one knock on the back door a couple years ago, and I had some video footage of it, and it was on an old phone. And I wish I still had it, but it came around the edge of the house, came up to the back door, raised up, and it's like it looked at itself and pecked. It looked like it pecked on the glass.
Look at your Google Cloud. You'll be surprised what photos have been merged into Google Cloud.
Yeah,
from your phone.
Might still be there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Probably
if I can find it, I'll post it because it was pretty grainy. But,
I got 3 pit bulls. I don't have no snake trouble.
No,
we don't even see them in the yard.
Me neither.
Now,
Yeah,
I do have one question for Tim.
What is it?
How do you get the lady to come out and help you with the bees?
Yeah, that is a
Mine
good
won't go
question.
nowhere near a bee.
They
It
do
ain't,
everything
it ain't too
together.
hard with her, thankfully. Yeah, it's just she'll look at me. You going out there to them bees? I'm like, yeah, we'll go check them out for a little bit. And she's grabbing her stuff and grabbing everything else, and down the hill we go.
Mine help me bottle honey. She'll go out there and feed the chickens, but she won't go past the chickens near a bee. She's just scared of them.
Doesn't want to get stung.
Yep.
Mine will come
Well-
like so close, and then she's got her line too. She don't go no closer.
Mine used to till she
Mine's got
got
that line
Get
too.
them
It's
women a
called-
good suit.
Mine's got that one too, Earl. It's called the back door.
Yeah.
Get to the back door. Nope, that's close enough.
That's where she leans out to bark orders, ain't it?
Yep, holler at me.
Bob!
Right.
Now this one here, now she will go out and get stung. She's got arthritis in her hands, and quite often she'll go out there and just get popped just to help with the arthritis. And she'll let it go for 10-15 minutes with that stinger in there. Then once we pop it out, she's good for at least a week without so much problem with arthritis.
That's how mine are. When my hands get to hurting, I'll go out there and work with them, take a sting or two, and then I'm good for a week or so.
Works
You
for
see
me
'em
too. Like
taking that tick remover and trying to get them ticks out of their hide right there. How she just lifted his out real easy, and I thought he was going to tear her arm off when he was doing his. Like, no, I'm just kidding, man. That worked pretty good, didn't it? Pulling them stingers out.
So y'all planning on going to
Yeah,
Hive
that was-
next year? Tim and
I
Hannah?
don't know. We'll check it out. Where's it going to be?
Sevierville, Tennessee.
Sevierville,
same
Tennessee.
place.
Sevierville?
Right by
Like
Gatlinburg.
Gatlinburg.
That'll give us.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Tim.
That'll give us a good reason to go to the mountains. She's been wanting to take a trip up that way anyhow, so yeah, it sounds like something we could possibly plan on.
There you go.
That's a
Mine's
good thing
going up
about
there
that.
with me. She just ain't going to the conference. She's going to go around Gatlinburg and
all
Pigeon
the
Forge
outlet
and all
malls,
that.
huh?
Yeah, a lot of shopping, a lot of sightseeing.
Right.
It's a
Yep.
vacation area for sure.
That's what my wife said. She said, you'd go to Hive Life. I'm going shopping. I said, ain't you afraid all them women won't leave me alone counting on some purdy?
I think you'll be all right, Earl.
She trusts. Hey, I met her. She trusts you, Earl. She trusts you. That's it, buddy.
Was that my dog?
Yeah, it sounded like it.
That's Yipping.
okay. That sounded like one of mine. I didn't know.
Earl, your ancestors in Northern Ireland, you'll be all right.
There you go.
That was the funniest thing when you told Brian to stay home, stay in the States.
No, we've enough clowns over here without.
No, you said idiots.
Well, yeah. What a tone it down a bit.
Same thing.
So we have enough idiots over here.
Hey, Phil always speaks his mind. That's a common trait in Northern Ireland, I guess. Huh, Phil?
You can't do it any other way.
You just can't have people walking around acting like Wallace. Wallace, no, not in Ireland. We don't allow that, do we?
Face blue.
Let's see
Don't get me wrong. I am quarter Scottish.
Phil said they act too crazy. You're going to send them to Southern Ireland.
That was the fingers that he cut off. The Scottish part. That's what he eliminated.
Hey, what time is it there, Phil?
It is 2:38 in the morning.
Oh, it's still early for you, bro.
Oh yeah, sure.
That's
wow.
Party's just getting started over there in Ireland.
Yeah, that's the way we hang over here.
7 hours difference.
Man, that's you're more dedicated than me. I had to take a nap just to come on the show here.
Oh man, I thought I was the only one.
Well, Bob, when you get to your age.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. True story.
I don't know, Phil. Me and you're the same age. I kind of needed me a nap too.
I hit the big one on Sunday, Earl.
You hit the 50, did you?
You did? 50?
I will hit the big 50 this Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Happy early birthday, buddy.
Yeah, man. Happy early birthday. Yeah, that's my next one too. I don't want to celebrate it.
No.
So
congratulations, you're half 100.
How's it feel to know that more of your life has passed than you got in front of you?
Well, he could be a centurion.
Yeah,
maybe he's just halfway there. He could be. Look, Bob doesn't sound optimistic.
The chances of me being a centurion are
pretty slim.
Slim to none.
That seems to be the case with most guys, huh?
Yeah.
Start eating more pollen.
Eat more pollen.
Yeah, they link that with longevity. Pollen.
Really?
Most of the
then why do the bees only last 45 days?
Well, most of the centurions live. They link that with the pollen.
Hey, just imagine how fast they'd go without the pollen, Bob.
Yeah, right. That's true. Truth there. A couple weeks.
But in bee years, they're like 1,000.
Oh, they're ancient. They're ancient.
They put in a lot of work though in 45 days.
Man, they do. They do. When I look out my window at them, and it's just so fun. Anytime I want to, I just look out the window and watch them. And it's just amazing. It just seems like the more sunshine comes out, the harder they go. And it seems like 2 and 3 are. And I know my
guys. Look at this. Bet you've never seen this.
I don't see it now.
I can't hardly 80 something degrees. Is it 80 something?
Make him big.
Oh yeah. There you go. I'll make him big. Hang on. I'll get it here in a second. Where's he at?
He's got a heat wave. It's gonna.
Oh, there he is.
Look at that.
55.
51 low, 81 high.
Jacket comes off, huh, Phil?
No, is that in the 80s, Phil?
That's 81 today, 83 tomorrow.
83 tomorrow, man. That's like a heat wave for you, bro.
Oh shit! It's unbearable.
It's unbearable.
Yeah.
I wish you'd get 83.
I had to take the Bob T-shirt off and put the vest on.
Telling you.
Oh, here comes Spanky.
We'll start hitting the 80s about November.
Spanky, how you doing,
going down the way?
About November.
His next video, he's going to be in the fish tank.
Yeah. It'll be 83 tomorrow.
That'd probably go viral, Earl.
56 on Monday.
Cold front moving in.
Yeah.
What does that do to your bees? They're not used to it getting that warm, huh? But I bet they like it.
Oh, they go mad. They're absolutely going crazy at the minute.
Going crazy meaning in a good way. In a good way.
Yeah, they're filling the flow hive like crazy.
All right.
So you're chuffed about that, I'd say.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What'd you call it, Bob?
chuffed. I was like, when he said chuffed the first time, I was like, what the hell is chuffed?
Yeah,
I didn't even know. And the people in the
means
comment,
happy, huh?
yeah. I guess it's like
to me, it sounds the opposite, like you'd be upset.
I'm
Yeah.
really pleased about that.
I'm really pleased about that.
Awesome. Yeah, we understand that.
Oh my God.
Hey, Phil, William said the temperatures be like your age.
50, yeah.
He just hates because I call him Billy.
Billy.
He doesn't like that, Phil?
No, I don't think so. No.
Billy the Kid, ain't it?
Come on in, William.
Billy the Kid, that's right. Uh-oh, he better watch it. That'll stick.
Yeah, that's going to be Billy the Kid from now on.
That'll stick.
New nickname.
Pretty much, people that watch our channel they pretty much get nicknamed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob doesn't really have one yet.
I know, and we're gonna
Did
keep
try
it that way.
did try SpongeBob, but it didn't really work very well.
Notorious B.O.B.
Oh no!
SpongeBob.
Oh man, Phil. Hey, Phil's
I
one of
get
those
it
guys.
all, man. I get SpongeBob, Bob the Builder.
Phil's one of those
man.
guys that's good at making nicknames, isn't he?
Mm.
Yeah, he's the guy that gets left at the club accidentally. Oh, we forgot Phil. That's all right. He'll catch an Uber.
And he'll have a better nickname for you next time. Then.
Can you believe it's much Tim and Hannah?
Sir?
Yes. Somebody commented we're just a bunch of kids a minute ago.
That was Hale.
Yeah,
Hale
Hale
Hive.
Hives, that's right.
I was
That's
about
because
to
he's
ask him
old
to
as
take his
Methuselah.
sunglasses off, and then I realized it was just his hat.
Hale Hives
Hey, if you can't have no fun, there ain't no need in doing it.
Right.
There you go.
That's right. We like to have a few laughs.
That's what I tell them
Yeah.
at work. I said, if I can't go to work and have a little bit of fun, it ain't worth going.
Spanky, don't you be taking over the conversation then?
Hey, Spanky.
He's the only guy that I know that can come in a live chat for like 3 hours and not say a word.
Phil goes straight to the juggler, man.
Spanky says, I like to listen.
But he got him laughing though. Yeah, Spanky's a good
We
listener.
got Spanky. We need to get your mom in here. I see her in the chat.
No, hey Spanky, it was good to talk to you the other day, buddy. How did is that Queen?
I don't believe it. You said he talked.
No, I swear he did. I swear he did.
Well,
he didn't have any choice though. He didn't have any choice. We were on the phone.
Yeah, but Bob,
He swear he did.
talked to Spanky. He didn't say Spanky talked back.
Yeah. You talked at Spanky?
Yeah, no,
I talked to
no,
at Spanky last night too.
You got another Queen coming, right, Spanky?
Yeah, I put that queen in yesterday. She come
Oh,
in
she doing
yesterday.
good? All right.
I don't know. I haven't been in there. I was letting them eat out that fondant.
Good deal.
Let's hope she don't have 6 pallbearers in there when you come back.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all see William's comment down there about Phil, huh?
I like Phil.
See.
I can
I like Phil. I'm not sure what it is about him. I just can't put my finger on it.
Put that one up, Billy.
William, the king of sarcasm. William, come on in here, buddy. Come on in, buddy. If you got good internet tonight, he's probably on the road somewhere.
Oh my
Get
God.
in there. Come on
So
in, Brad.
ridiculous.
Yes, this one's not going to be for kids.
The rating
See,
just
now-
got up.
Tim and Hannah won't come back now. They're like, these guys are too crazy.
Oh no, brother. She puts up with it all day long. Then when we get home,
Yeah, but
If
now
you
they're
was in
rocking
the
and
fire
sink.
department, you should be good. You're used to it.
What's up?
Absolutely.
That's his bottle of mead with the
That's
skull in it.
That's a beautiful bottle of mead, Lee.
They come out.
See,
good.
that bottle's getting very low.
Yeah, so with the other bottle over there.
He's got to empty it.
I don't
Remember,
drink.
like, when we
I'll
started
never
the show,
drink.
he's like, I don't
Whenever
drink.
I met you guys, you never drink.
You remember that? Well,
See,
you
it's
caused
all
us,
Phil's fault.
you ran us to drink, Phil. You ran us to drink. Lee's got to empty that so he can send me the bottled in grave.
I got some hot honey and Kool-Aid. That's what I got.
Hot honey and Kool-Aid.
yeah.
I got Sundrop.
As a wise man said, you can lead a horse to water, but a pencil must be lead.
But
Just remember that.
I hadn't heard that one.
oh my
Until it's
God.
graphite.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Y'all got the back of my head hurting. I'm cracking up so much laughing.
That's right. It hurts your old laugh.
Got a tumor.
Don't cover your tooth, Earl.
Oh, yeah, I'm covering my teeth, man. I'm trying not to let y'all get grossed out when I crack a smile.
Hey, Spanky, what'd you say, buddy? You saying something?
Yeah, I asked if Earl had a tumor. He said the back of his
Oh,
head.
back of his head.
hurt.
When I grin big, and I guess that old muscle in the back of my head just gets wore out hard. I don't know what happens, but I know it hurts to laugh hard.
It's underused, Earl, that's all.
What was that, Phil?
It's underused.
Oh, underused. Oh.
It's he's flexing muscles he hadn't flexed before.
That's when you owe it. That's when you owe it.
That's what I tell them at work. They only hire me from the wrist down.
What was that, Lee?
I said at work they only hire me from the wrist down, so I don't even use my head.
Yeah, crane operator. That's all you.
Well, whoa, we don't want to go there, Lee. That's not.
We're keeping it G now.
Yeah.
What's this mean, Lee?
The B-man said the views dropped when Lee and Bob came on. Probably. I don't know what they're at. I can't see.
Yeah, they're jumping 39 right now. It's jumping back up. We've been over 40
But
a couple times.
you was at 24, and then I shared it out, and it went to 40. And then
Bob,
it came back down.
and we owe you a big thank you for that. I noticed that, man. About the time you showed up, there was a spike, and I figured you shared it. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, I tried.
He always does.
Yeah, no, man, he's good.
Bob Benny is doing 2 talks, one on double screen boards and honey process, and also Mike Strain is going to be speaking at LA's Louisiana Secretary of Agriculture.
He says one more thing about peppermints. I'm going to drive down there and punch him in the nose.
Who?
Bob Benny.
Hey, it's too big to be called a coincidence at this point. From too many different states, too many different people saying that the peppermint's working.
Yeah, man.
You know, Bob, I thought you made a really good point, and one I hadn't really thought of. When some of the big guys don't seem to really be interested in even trying, but you made a good point. I mean, if you've got, I mean, with only 15 hives, I find it hard to keep peppermint in them. And so if I had as many hives as some of those guys, I mean, I can see how it might not be practical.
Lee still got the same bag he's been showing us for 3 months.
Don't tell how many bags.
Another bag.
He's eating them himself.
It's going
Those aren't
down.
real peppermints. They're display models.
They're display models.
Hey guys, I picked up some Redbird brand of the soft peppermints, and somebody was saying that might have been you, Earl, that there's 50 parts per million peppermint oil in those. In the soft ones.
In the soft ones, yeah.
Yeah, and hey, and another thing it said was invert sugar. I remember you talking about that, Earl. Is that an advantage or disadvantage? Invert sugar. I couldn't remember exactly what it was.
It's an advantage because what that is when you take the regular table sugar, which is sucrose, and it's a disaccharide, meaning that the fructose and the glucose are stuck together in a glycosidic bond. Yeah. And when you put them through hydrolysis, or a bee and a human will use invertase, but if we're doing it on the stove or whatever, we don't have invertase, so we have to use water and through hydrolysis, and that separates the molecules from being stuck together to being independent. And what happens is when you shine a light through sucrose syrup, it reflects a certain way, but when the sugar is inverted to the independent sugars, then that light refracts the opposite way, and it causes that light to invert, and so they call it invert sugar because of the way the light inverts when it's shined through it.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a bag of this real quick. Hang on.
You got the box.
Was that a good definition?
I went right there above
Professor
my head.
Earl.
Johnny's shirt's terrible, isn't it? It's awful. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, there's back.
I just wanted to show y'all real quick. It's a Redbird brand now. I got it at Dollar General store. They had two. They had some other that was I can't remember the brand of it, but it didn't say peppermint oil. It only said natural flavor, which might have been peppermint oil. But this one caught my eye because it said invert sugar on it. And so anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all.
I got some
I'd
of
say
them.
that was expensive, wasn't it?
No, I think they were just a little over $1, Earl.
That
It's
ain't
just a
bad.
small bag, just 5 ounces.
Yeah, the Starlights they're made out of high fructose corn syrup.
Somebody else called him Dr. Dooley.
Dr. Dooley. Dr.
Yeah,
Doolittle. He was
Yeah. I started to do that, put a segment intro together, and he said, absolutely not. I don't want people to think I'm bragging, but as y'all can tell, he's a
well, you'd be
encyclopedia
just
now.
as qualified to talk doctorish about bees as all the other doctors on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I
You're
said. He should get an
hard knocks. There you go.
He should get an honorary degree.
You could be a doctor of forestry and talk about bees, and people talk like you're the best thing ever that ever happened to honeybees.
Yeah.
You see what
Yeah.
DC said about needing a better delivery system, that the little candies aren't practical.
We've been talking about that amongst ourselves, Banky, and some kind of like a brick
Mix
or
it to my
something.
syrup.
Well, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, Bob puts it in his syrup, and I put it in pollen patties, and it works great.
As soon as it becomes a bigger, more proven thing, and you have a lot of big people advertising it, it's just going to take one guy who either knows or works where they make the candies to come in and say, "Whoa, guys, new product! Don't put that peppermint. Leave it in that nice flat piece before you roll it up, and we'll
be all right.
sell that as a peppermint patty."
Because I've seen hive beetles over winter, so need something put in for the winter.
They'll stay in there over winter. My hives in January are proof.
Yeah.
Hey,
there's more to it than there's more to it than the odor, I think. Don't you guys? I mean, there's something to the hive beetles getting a little taste of it or something too, don't you think?
Yeah,
more so than just the odor.
That's what the beetles stored in the cell. I mean, why else would the bees store it in the cell?
I mean, we've definitely seen a huge difference as far as us. The main thing is staying on top of it.
Yeah.
Go out there and put them in every single week. Go through and do your inspection. I mean, don't get us wrong. We fully understand. There's just sometimes and some days you can't get out there and do it and do the way you need to. But staying consistent is what's really helped us. And I mean, we went as far as we've thrown away the beetle traps, the beetle barns, the beetle whatever else you can trap them in. We don't have any of that no more. We just simply throw the peppermints in, and whenever we're consistent in staying on them, we won't have but just a few beetles in there. But if we, like for us, if we stretch it a week and a half, 2 weeks, man, they'll load up with beetles before you know it. Down here, for us anyway.
Yeah. How many y'all putting in, Tim?
We're put
8 in the big boxes.
Yeah.
Eight
8 in the 10 frames. Then we put 6 in the newts.
Okay, so if you got
we try going a little bit higher.
Single stacks, or if you had like a double stack 10, you just put 8 in that?
No, we put every
16?
layer.
Oh, 8 in every layer.
Put them in.
Yeah, I put
I'm not putting enough in mine.
And you gotta put plenty in there.
I think the other thing that's helped me outside of peppermint was moving making my pollen patties and putting them in those baggies, the sandwich bags.
Yeah. You're putting a little peppermint oil in yours too, aren't you, Bob? Some of you are.
Yeah, the first ones I did put them in there. I haven't made another batch since the first one, so I'm using up what I've got now.
I started doing the peppermint candies the same way, Bob. Instead of opening them all the way up, I'm just tearing a little corner off. They're just barely opening them a little and leaving them in there. And they actually are eating them in the pack. If they don't melt, they stay in the pack. And if it does melt, it's still in that little pack. And they actually go in that little pack and eat it until it's all gone. And I think that's just a cleaner way of doing it. You just have to pull those plastic pieces out,
Just have to pick the wrappers off the ground when they drag them out.
Yeah. Or if they drag them out.
They dragged out a whole sandwich bag
out
of my colony because I put the pollen sub inside a Ziploc bag and then just score the bottom of it and put it on there. So the bees can get to it, but it makes it harder for the beetles to get up in there and around it. And and lay larvae in it, and it lets the bees go to town on it. And
Yeah, I've seen exactly what Bob's saying. I've watched all that, and I watched him pull that paper out of the hive. He's like, "What in the world?"
Yeah, whole sandwich. Well, they shredded it up, but I was pulling out pieces of sandwich.
Well,
bag that they
plastic,
moved to the door.
and they chewed it. They mangled that, didn't they?
Yep, they chewed it and pulled it out.
So you got a problem with them, Phil, up where you're at?
Hive beetles?
Yes.
No.
They don't have anything over there.
No. What's a hive beetle?
Right.
Nope.
You're lucky.
Varroa, yes. Hive beetle, no.
They must have come all down south.
Kind of going back on that.
There's no
Johnny had
hive
mentioned
beetles
earlier.
in the UK at the minute. Anyway, touch wood.
Well,
You blessed,
what was that?
brother. You blessed.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well,
we
shitty weather. It helps with that.
Well, down here in the south, I mean, I would say we have more of a problem with the hive beetle though than we do the varroa mites.
Right.
Sandy soil, they love it.
That's what I was going to say, Lee. Johnny had mentioned earlier about if we could get some folks, like our biggest problem, the hive beetle. Don't get me wrong. I think in our 3 years, we've seen maybe a half dozen actually seen varroa in our hives. But it seems to be like kind of for us, we have the hive beetle, but for different folks in different parts of the states, the varroa is a bigger problem. If we could get some folks together, just kind of unite and be honest. And look, hey, if you want to try your apricot or your oxalic acid, then do that with 3 hives and do 3 hives with peppermint. And,
not sure.
Be honest about it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then
Well,
it don't work.
Thing is, Tim, the funny part about it is people. What I've noticed is you get a backlash when you ask people to put peppermint in the colony. Try peppermint. It costs $1. Try a bag of peppermint.
Yeah, it's unheard of.
And then people boo-hoo it and naysay it, but they won't try it. And then you'll see the same people posting that, they had a slime out or they had this or that. But if someone says, hey, put this chemical on them or something like that, they'll jump right on it and go buy it and put whatever chemical in it.
Yeah.
And then they'll say, well, you're going to make your honey taste like peppermint. Well, you're making yours taste like whatever you're mixing in the syrup,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we started early on part of the year. I mean, I'm going to say about the end of February, January, February, we run up on Earl talking about, the peppermint. And, well, it was actually, we were watching Mike Berry. And Mike Berry had mentioned, this guy, Hillbilly Earl, he's putting peppermints in and, it's something to try along those lines. And we was like, well, hey, we've tried everything else in the book.
Right.
I mean, peppermint is going to hurt. And, we went after the peppermint, stayed on it. And for us, it has definitely proven itself. Then, if it's doing the same for everybody, if the numbers outweigh, yay, it's working, then maybe kind of graduate from, we know it takes care of the beetle, so let's graduate from that and maybe work on if we can put a natural resource in there versus having a chemical in our hives to where, well, we can only pull honey at this time, or, you can't do it when you got honey in there, or whenever the brood's just right, certain times of the year. We can just drop peppermint in all year long. Man, we won't have to worry about chemicals on our honey, chemicals in our wax. We could just have an all natural process, if you will. But, the beekeeper put in its part to help them fight off.
Yeah. Yeah. DC says he first saw it on an older Russian beekeeper's video. And when Casby Coleman told Earl about it, it was an old remedy. And, we've talked about it a lot. Was it forgotten? Was it never known?
There's no money in it.
The chemical manufacturers, follow the money. And I think there's probably so many essential oils that would serve purposes better for so many things. And I think peppermint is just a good example of that. But why not try it? You know, hey, if you don't trust it, go ahead and do the other stuff too. But throw a few peppermints in there, you'll do yourself a favor.
I didn't invent it. I don't get no money from it. You know, it's a gift from God and Casby Coleman. I'm just a mouse.
And me too. I mean, when I saw it from you, I picked it up and did a couple of videos on it, you know, and
yeah.
It's something that works, and we want to help people with it. That's all it is.
Bob put out a video early on. I quit the peppermint challenge. And,
your batteries run out.
It was clickbait because man, everybody clicked on it. And he said the reason he quit was because all his beetles were gone.
Yeah, you can't do a comparison of having beetles run off if you ain't got no more beetles.
Well, I mean, nothing's going to fix anything or fix everything 100%, but the reduction that I've seen in hive beetles this year versus the past 2 years,
it's a tool.
There's a total difference.
It's a tool, yeah, exactly. You need strong colonies and
healthy.
Healthy colonies. But the peppermint is no doubt, you know, making a difference for me. Right. But again, I'm relatively new, you know. And so
it works for me if I remember to put it in.
Well, you know, it reminds me, first time I see a hive beetle, then I walk over to the truck and grab the bag, and I'm like, yep, there's a hive beetle. Let me go ahead and put some
that
in.
Always reminds me, yeah.
I've only had 2 slime outs this year, and that's the 2 that I didn't have the peppermint in.
Yeah, the problems that I've had have been on like 2 frame nukes that I had 1 frame of bees in, something like that. They just didn't have the defense mechanism already there. But the bigger colonies, no.
Yeah.
Whenever someone else comes to your yard and works bees with you, and you go through 15 colonies, and they don't see a hive beetle in any of them, and they ask you what you did, and I say, I just put peppermint candies in it, and they stop and they buy peppermints on the way home, go home and treat their colonies, and then send you a message back that we don't have hive beetles anymore. You know, that, I mean, yeah, it won't contaminate the honey. I mean, it's such a little,
amount.
I believe it was Galloway Lights that actually saw. It looked like he saw some red colored. Maybe was that you? And he tasted it and couldn't taste the peppermint in it. Was that you saying that, Earl? That
he's got a video out where he does it. He sticks his hive tool in it and he says, "Look where they put peppermint, Earl." And then he goes, "I'm gonna taste it." He's like, It tastes like honey."
Yeah, let's come full circle back to what you were saying about the bees feeding on all, you know, different bees feeding on a bunch of different plants, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what the plants have been sprayed with and what's been put on out in the wild. So you don't care about your honey tasting like any of that stuff that anybody else has sprayed, but you put a peppermint candy in it, and all of a sudden, I don't want to put a peppermint candy in it because it might taint my honey.
Hey, that was another thing in the papers. You mentioned that the healthy, and of course it stands to reason. The bees that are healthy, low deformed wing virus, low varroa mites, they can handle the pesticides so much better than if they're already sick. Of course, that stands to reason, but that kept coming up in the research I was looking at.
Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. It's like a double standard, you know.
Part of that is out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't see it.
That makes me. There was an interview where a guy was basically claiming that the Roundup wasn't deadly, and that guy goes, "Oh, you want some? I got a glass over here." He's like, "No."
Yeah, he wouldn't drink.
Why would you say it's not deadly if you're not going to follow up on that?
Well, I guess the point that the same thing I said about the open feeding, right? Is you don't know my bees are going down to the high school half mile down the road and drinking soda pop out of the trash cans, probably. You know,
educated bees,
right?
Yeah, hummingbird feeder. Good point, Keith. And that could have been what GUNLINE. I mean, not GUNLINE, but Galloway Lights saw in his hive.
I mean, the fact is, once they leave their hive, you don't know what they're getting into. You know, and so to say, because I put a few peppermint candies in my colony, that it's going to taint the honey and make it. Come on.
There are so many people out there that don't even have bees, but they feed bees just to get them in their yard. They open feed in their yard. So you might not open feed, but somebody else could be open feeding, and it really.
Well, we went to the sugar factory today, right? Domino sugar plant. There were so many bees drinking the sugar, the same stuff I just bought to feed my bees. They're out there drinking, right, in North Carolina. And I was just thinking in my head, there's some beekeeper a mile down the road that's saying,
Got it made.
I don't treat my bees. I don't have to feed my bees. That's it. We can't give them sugar syrup because that's going to taint the honey. And his bees are all coming down to the sugar factory and carrying it home to
them. I'll guarantee it.
That's a good one, Hal.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's one of those things. My best advice is treat your bees how you want to treat your bees. If it's working, like Phil says, Phil doesn't have to worry about peppermint and hive beetle because he don't have hive beetles. Frederick Dunn doesn't have hive beetles.
Phil don't have snakes or anything else there either, though.
Phil might be the perfect one to see if peppermint would help with varroa loads. Since he doesn't have to deal with the hive beetle.
Right.
Yeah. You put any in your hives?
No, never tried it. No, I just assumed it was a hive beetle thing. I have no issue trying it, to be honest.
And also keep it won't have no tracheomites, won't have no nosema, cleans the guts out.
Yeah.
It does a lot of things, man.
I'm going to find out if that Beekeeper's Choice cleans guts out because I don't know. I just kind of put some in the jar and mixed it up, so I don't know if I put it too strong.
Yeah, I would typically use Hive Alive with the feed during the winter, but in the autumn, which I believe
you could still
Bob, you're using stuff without using the
and that
label.
kind of thing, but
Do what?
You're using stuff without reading the label.
No, I read the label, but it said the concentration was based on 1-to-1 syrup, right? But it was 2-to-1.
It's from the same company that I did something with and didn't read the label.
Yeah, but you drank it. I'm smarter than that.
Yeah.
It says not for human consumption on Swarm Commander.
We didn't drink it. We just missed it a little in our mouth.
Just a little taste of it.
DC, I could do another silent video if you want. No bother. Yeah.
Heather,
hey
honey,
guys.
Yeah.
It's after.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh, dang.
It's we try to keep these at 2 hours, folks. As much fun as it is, I could stay on here another hour, but that's something we talked a lot about and try to keep them as close to 2 hours as we can. I can take us home with a song, or just want to say bye now. What do you want to do, Earl? And Houston,
Johnny, can I just ask? I love that shirt.
Oh yeah.
Are you selling that in your channel?
No, man, I'm so glad you asked me for that. This was the only souvenir I got from Mount Airy, North Carolina, which is I'm the biggest Andy Griffith Show fan you'll ever see. And I got this at the Goodwill store for $5 at Mount Airy, and it's one of my favorite shirts. But no, I don't sell them. But you can find Hawaiian shirts at Goodwill stores. I don't know if they have them.
You're missing out, Johnny. You're missing out. Yeah. Bob will have it in his store later on today.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you.
I'll drop a link. Leah dropped a link for it in a few minutes.
Yeah, Lee's got them
already in the chat. The link's probably already in the chat. Hawaiian shirt.
Lee's got them for sale, and Bob will put a laser
Farms logo on the chest.
Bob will laser etch it for you.
A laser etch it for you.
Man, we sure appreciate all of y'all coming on tonight. Tim, Hannah, and it's been great talking to y'all. Good meeting you, and it's awesome, man. I really appreciate you, Bob, Lee.
Thank y'all.
Phil, Spanky, y'all know we love y'all. Appreciate y'all so very much. Everybody, B-Man, DC, I can't say everybody. Tim, Dan, Phil, all of you guys, man.
Fred.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll hope to see y'all next week. We'll be on let's see, it'll be on Tennessee Mountain Bees next week, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, awesome.
All right, I'm going on head back out of here. That way y'all can do y'all's closing, and everybody have a good night.
Nice to meet you guys.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
God bless.
We'll see you, my man. Thank y'all. I'm
gonna end us with a song.
Yeah, I'm gonna end us with a song if I can get it to play, and hopefully there'll be audio and everything.
All right. Hey, God bless y'all.
Yeah, God bless y'all. Thank you, guys.
Good night,
All right,
everybody.
good night, folks.